What's up? This is Vanessa Satten from Double XO. We got Rahman. We got Shaheem. It's Moments of Clarity podcast. Special guest Yo Gotti.
Yo,
how you doing? Welcome,
Legend.
welcome.
How y'all feeling?
Legends only.
Oh, we doing
Legends
great,
only.
man. We
Legends
doing
only.
great.
We're gonna have to put a.
We need a T-shirt.
Word. Legends only.
So y'all, I told Gotti, I heard the breaking news that they loved him so much at that Bad Boys premiere. He gonna be the new Bad Boys in Bad Boys 4, man. They going crazy for Gotti out there.
Nah, man. I'm gonna let the OG keep that, man. Will and Martin, they the OGs that.
Yeah, did you have fun at the premiere, man? I saw you and the guys, Moneybag and Khaled was out there, special.
Yeah, nah, it's a dope movie.
Yeah, are you a movie fan? Do you get a chance? Like,
Shaw's a movie fan.
I'm a huge movie fan,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, what makes you a movie fan, though? Like, what you mean?
I mean, like, if you take time out your schedule to actually watch movies or actually go to the theater like that, I'm more like they would say a movie buff. Like, I really take the movie seriously, man. Like,
Did you used to buy DVDs?
I did. I got
He would.
so many.
He would
DVDs.
literally be the first person in the fucking theater, sitting right in the middle. Where if you go up top where the projector is, you could take a nice dope backdrop photo of him, like just sitting there alone. No popcorn, no soda, no nothing. It's just him dope.
Focus
I'll be
on the
focused,
movie.
man. But
Nah, I ain't like that.
do you get a chance to actually go to the movies? Like, for what we know, man, we know you first and foremost a family man with your kids and whatnot. We know you're a businessman, and we know you making these big records, man. But what do you do to, like, just unwind, man? When you just...
Man, I think I do all the regular shit. You know what I'm saying? I just move in silence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I go to the movies and shit. I watch Netflix, but I'm like my attention span is like, is either short or it's like I'm glued in, right?
Oh.
So it's kind of like a series of, I can't watch one episode and wait till you put out the next one. Like,
And I want it all now. Let me do the ones
like, I got to wait
all
till
5
it's
seasons right now.
over, and then I just watch it all in 2 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So what'd you watch most recently, series?
I always watch the Power stuff.
Oh, we talk about power all the time.
Every
here.
week.
Yeah.
Every
week we've got a power
Queen of the
conversation.
South, I like the Queen of the South.
Okay.
Ozark.
We're waiting for Ozark to come back. Yeah.
um,
Did you see You? Everyone's talking about You.
I don't know. I don't think I
Get
seen
into
that
You on Netflix.
That's
Yeah,
a
so-
stalker.
Yeah. Every dude I know loves You for some reason. It's kind of
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
you is
one. I
it.
gotta catch that.
Yeah, you might. The second season just came out, so you got 2 to watch. You know,
Who you think killed Ghost?
or is
I don't know, man.
There goes Shy.
Oh,
Shy need to
no.
create a shirt with that.
He know, man. Gotti know.
Killed
That's why
Ghost.
he.
Oh,
That's why he
Tasha
ain't-
killed Ghost?
Tasha killed
Word.
him?
It might
I
be
don't know.
looking
That's
like
that's where I'm at this week. I've been there for a little while. I think it's Tasha.
Tariq killed Ghost.
I think it was Tariq.
I don't think he physically did it, but I think he's involved.
Okay.
I'm
you
switching
like-
my tune a little bit.
Did
just
you
a
like
little
Ghost
bit.
as a character?
saying.
No.
Was you a Ghost guy or was you a Tommy guy?
I think Ghost did some things throughout the story that was one right
Right,
to the street.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Tommy seemed like he was just bat the rules at all times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I roll with Tommy.
I was with Tommy too.
Yeah.
Ghost screwed everything up. We are in this situation because of all the shit Ghost did.
Yeah, he was. Well, Gotti, let me ask you this: as somebody like, even though like you've always been somebody that's been known as a stand-up guy, obviously played by the rules, but you've also been that person that's want to get out the game, make a transition to music, make a transition to business. Did you ever have those people like a Tommy, just like, nah, you can't get out, man. Like, we want you to stay in the game, man.
Of course, and it ain't, everybody don't see it straight up like that. It's just actions. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people probably deal with that. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to move to the next level, and just their activity. The activity around you is like, bro, you don't see what the fuck I'm trying to do? Like, why you keep? Because my name gonna be the shit that's gonna be involved in it. Niggas don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? So, but you gotta be smart enough to know when to separate yourself from certain shit. when to move on, and if you
when it's not worth it.
yeah, and you got to know, like, for me, I always been not afraid of anything. Even in my hood, when I was like the OGs, like I ain't never been afraid of the OG. We respect them. We ain't never been afraid of them. I ain't never been in no gang or nothing. So like I'm independent thugging when I was in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing what I want to do. Like you can't really convince me to do nothing or otherwise. Like if I ain't with it, I ain't with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't really make me be with nothing. So some people situations don't be like that. Like they almost just gotta go along with things because of their circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. I saw a great picture, man. It was you, Youngster, Moneybag, yo. I don't even remember where y'all was. Y'all was at some club, and I'm like, damn, man, this dude Gotti really built an empire. Like he hot, and the guys he helped get on is hot too, man, which is a rarity. Sometimes.
Yeah, usually we don't care about all the other ones.
Yeah.
Not to make a joke out of it. Like, I remember when we was going to do My Block, like you said, and they was like, yo, we're going to interview Yo Gotti. And I was like, who's Yo Gotti? At that time. And it's like, looking at the path, like your career, like 20, 30 years, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all this time later, and to be as more successful and impactful. And when you can introduce, like, artists who can be impactful in the game, like that's when you really, really made it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's interesting because hip hop's like the only genre that I can think of where everybody has an ear for talent, right? Every artist has an ear for talent. Everybody's got a label. You don't go to other genres and see people have that as much. But then it's very easy to say I have artists, or I have a roster, but to get them to do something where people care about it, I think that's the challenge, Very easy to have a bunch of guys underneath you, right?
Yeah.
But to get it so other people care about them also, I think that speaks for itself, of being a whole other aspect in the game. So you're not just the artist, you are the A&R, you are the, the label head,
Yeah, those big birthday bash shows are dope, like super dope. People, you know what I'm saying?
I always tell people I ain't really into having fake labels and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people got the name and the logo and the sweater.
Right, exactly.
Like I ain't into that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we either doing it or we not doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Or what's the reason, right?
Yeah, and it's a saying I be telling people, like, I think that what you were saying come from everybody want to be the boss.
Mm-hmm.
That's why everybody got a label. Everybody, you just signed today, you got a label tomorrow. You ain't even got yourself popping yet. You don't even know how to do the shit that you do. You know what I'm saying? You can't. How you gonna do it for somebody else? You can't do it for yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How do you know everything already to do it? Yeah.
So, but I think that's the contingents of the generation. Everybody want to be the boss or the leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I be telling people, like, how you gonna be a boss when you ain't even a good soldier yet?
Yeah.
Like, you should be a good soldier first, and then you're moving to being a boss. You know what I'm saying? So.
I always look at your career. I think it's interesting that everybody thinks independent is the way to go. The way to go. Independent's so great, right? But you did the independent grind for years, and then you got with Epic, and you got with a label. And I think we saw you have huge success from what you did independently, and then the label helped amplify you even more.
Yeah.
So I think you're kind of a good story of, well, look what happened when I did line up with the right people. I didn't have to just do it all myself. I got here, and then the label came in and were able to take me here, because I do think, and you could say I'm wrong, definitely, that once you got with the major, you were on everybody else's radar in a different way.
Yeah,
but that the indie got you there. But that with all the complaints that people can have or artists can have about major labels, we've seen so much happen with your career because of that partnership that you did that was able to get you out of Memphis.
Yeah, but this is the thing they don't understand. Independence is a mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's a mindset, whether you with the major label or not. Independence is you ain't waiting on nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how much my own money I spend on me and my artists, even being partners with label, and we partners. So that's the difference between, like, we not just signed to labels, we partners with the label. I mean, we accountable for the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you go spend $10 million on Yo Gotti owe the $10 million back.
Right.
If I take you to sign Black Youngster, you spend $5 million on him, I owe the money. So I'm partners with you. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than partnering with a bank or partnering with. So I think they just don't really understand that, like, they're still independent,
right?
Because you still calling the shot to spend the bread, and you still owe it. You still responsible for the bread,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You just partners with a bigger source. It's just like having a bigger plug. You know what I mean? You can re-up in Texas or you can re-up in Mexico. You know what I mean? Like, you can copy from anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just where you going to get it at. You know what I mean? So I just think it's the coolness of it. They think it sound cool when it come down to what's the real numbers though. Dollar for dollar, what you really making, what you really doing. You know what I mean? Because if this artist, and even if he ain't in a partnership, if this artist got whatever regular artist deal he got, and he making more money than you independent, who really winning?
So how do you handle your finances? Are you hands-on with everything? What do you do, what do you do to make sure that you're spending what you want to spend, that you're not getting screwed? That, like, are you involved? Do you hire people to do it? Because I would think that you were watching every dime and counting every invoice and blah, 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 and being hands-on with all of it.
Old school. We're talking about notebook. I got the notebook in the backpack. Man, right now. So I break the book out with the pen in the moment. What they said, what happened? What we do with it? You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, I'm still like that with it.
You've been through some situations. We talked about this before. Like, you've been through some situations dealing with majors, and it kind of rubbed you the wrong way in the past to finally, you got the type of deal and you got the type of atmosphere that you felt comfortable with, and you just been taking off ever since.
Yeah, I think that's just growth. So I think you have to learn how to do business too. You know what I'm saying? Like right. in the early stages when I was in situations I didn't want to be in, I didn't have the information I had that I got later and that I have now. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning too. Every day I'm still learning information. So the more information you have, the better you're able to do business. And one of the things I learned is if you understand the business your partner's in and how they make money, you understand how to do business with them better. Mm-hmm. You know what they really want. You know what you want from the gate. Then you know what they want. You can understand, like, because a lot of times people just want different things. What they want is not what you want, and it's just never gonna line up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one of the things we know that you got the affiliation with Rock Nation, and that's the fam. One of the things that I've always loved about Jay-Z is that he's one of them people that got it, but he wasn't afraid to share the information. I think with black people, one of the things that plagues us is that once somebody get it, a lot of times they just kind of just hoard it. Right. They don't share the information.
The shit to themselves.
Hove, he'll give you the game through his music. He'll give you the game if you ask him in an interview, and he'll definitely give you the game if you're lucky enough to be like in his inner circle and just get that one-on-one.
Which we've seen Gotti get in more and more, right?
Yeah.
Now all those rock events happen, and you're in all those pictures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but to me it's just a. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, it's crazy. Like, I used to be riding around in the hood hustling, listening to Jay-Z music. You know what I'm saying? Now I was just thinking about, like, I can text him for advice or if I got a quick question, like, yo, ho, and he hitting right back. Like, I tell some of my partners, like, how you gonna hit me back quicker than Hov do?
You right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Take you an hour, hit back, Hov hit back 2 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but just, to be able to be in business with them, mentorship from them, friend. You know what I'm saying? When I was just riding around hustling to the music at one point, I ain't
it's ironic, right?
Like,
yeah.
Like, man, I ain't think, this shit was gonna happen like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You and Jay, y'all just took it to the courts for the people in Memphis.
Yeah, that's it. Take it to the news, Shaw. Go ahead. Moments of clarity.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are doing something with the with the justice reform down in Memphis. If you could break that down for us.
Well, it's actually in Mississippi. It's in Mississippi, which is like the backyard of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go over one street and you're in Mississippi from Memphis. So it's like our tri-state area where I grew up in.
Got right.
Memphis, Mississippi, Arkansas. It's like we first started working. Our music first breakout at. It's our tri-state area. Like, you may have New York and Jersey. It's the same feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, they understaffed down there. They ain't getting people the proper food. It's dangerous. Like, a few people got killed. Like, more than a few people that got killed in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can't, you know what I mean? Like, we can't allow that. We got to speak up for that. It ain't safe. It's understaffed. It's the living condition. I don't know if y'all seen some of the pictures and seen the videos.
I visited some of the jails down there with rappers over the years in Memphis and Mississippi. Texas is not right there, and a lot of different places, and it's nothing like what's going on in New York. It's a whole other level of just rundown. And,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that Rikers Island is great or anything going on in a New York jail, but the experience of just visiting it, it's a different place.
It don't feel like it. not to cut you off, V, but some of them pictures, and it don't even feel like it's America when you look at them joints, man. Like, is this our country? Like, them type of conditions?
Yeah, you can't, and you got to remember that everybody in prison ain't in, like, some people in prison is really innocent. Some people in prison is just waiting on trial, so they probably gonna be innocent. They probably gonna get out soon.
Or the charges aren't that bad that they need to be treated like that. If anybody,
but they're in these same facilities. You know what I mean? The facility supposed to be for rehabilitation. You know what I mean? So we can't be in inhumane situations where you're not treated human. You ain't getting the proper foods and medicine if you need it, or you just, the guards can't protect you if you need protection or whatever it is, you know. So that's what's happening down there in Mississippi. So.
Or it's in such obscure spots, it's even hard to get your family to be able to visit at it. They're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, they set you up in a field, you know, and just getting people out there. Just getting people out there and family and friends, they make that a challenge. Yeah. So they really alienate you out there.
I feel like they try to break you.
But what got you into working on it? What kicked it off? How'd you get Jay involved? Like, you know, we've been seeing a lot of the prison reform stuff come via Meek and Jay. You know, so this is kind of a newer thing for us to see that be a project you work on. What made you do it? And was that just a text from Jay and he wrote back 2 minutes later? He was like, let's do it?
Yeah, it was that quick. It all came about real fast. It was just like the pictures came out. We seen the pictures. Yo, what is this? This crazy. Y'all seen this. We got to do something about this. You know, it's important to both of us and the whole rock team, the same passions. You know, I'm already a part of the family, so I already know a lot of the work that they do, helping a lot of people in a lot of situations. Like Rock Nation help a lot of situations that people don't even know, you know, just behind the scenes, but it's just in different magnitudes. So when I'm in the building, I see this. So seeing it, I knew that they could make, you know, me stronger within it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. You have a lot of people on the inside, man, that's going through these type of situations currently.
Yeah, you got to think. I grew up like with, you know, my story. Like all my aunts was in prison when I was growing up.
You were working on a documentary about that, right? You still are?
Yeah, still are. Mm-hmm. My big brother was in prison 2-3 times the whole time. My father was in prison 5-6 times. So you got to think, as a kid, I've been going to prisons, visiting family members, you know, my whole kid life. So to even think about this could have been your brother, this could have been your auntie, this could have been your father. These still human beings, you know what I'm saying? This somebody's brother, this somebody's father, this somebody's son. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that, you know, not for nothing, that right there, what you just said, that's a big part. I mean, obviously, like, we can't relate to the individual who's been locked behind those bars during the time. But there's also a huge impact on the family and the people who care for them and take care of them. They
do the bid with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, because they're
going through it with you. Yeah.
Incarcerated to a level, but you're just not out there. Right.
Yeah.
You know, like, just me, my whole time, like, I've said it a couple of times, like, my life, like, my brother's been in jail for, like, 20 years. Like, God, thankfully, like, he's out. You know what I'm saying? But I've been in this media game, you know what I'm saying, going to release parties, this and that, blah, 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 sending but on the weekends, sending packages, writing letters, sending money, you know what I'm saying, like taking the buses 5-6 hours to go see him.
And the fees are astronomical for anything that has to do with it. You want to go put money on the books, then they're going to charge you $7.95.
Right, and it has a mental effect on you. You know what I'm saying, to be able to take care of that. So it's like, that's mad real, you know what I'm saying, to be focused on like a craft, like something that, you know, having like a really dope career and, you know, doing the stuff that what you're doing, because they don't have that voice. That's why I salute Meek and even like Jay and like and all that shit that what they're doing, because nobody's really out there like repping like that right now. There's so many. It's so crazy. Like if you go to any of them spots upstate, you see all of these niggas in this room. It's so wild to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you be like, they should be out in society, like for whatever reason, like they're in there, but it's just like a really crazy thing to see, like really wild.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely applaud you and Meek and everybody just for being active, man. You know, like sometimes it's not, I mean, money always counts, right? Money always counts, but sometimes it's just being present and just putting people, the awareness out there. You know, like a lot of artists, unfortunately, have been either not inspired, scared, or just totally ignorant to different situations to be active or to be activists, man. And I love it when we see artists, taking up for the community, because it's something that we needed. Like I always say, Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, them brothers is in like they 70s, man. We need the new leaders for the black community. And if it's not the hip hop community that's the new leaders, who is it gonna be?
All this shit that was going on right now in this country with racism, etc., all of it, a lot aside from it coming from Africa, a lot of it centers within that area. You know what I'm saying? Like down Mississippi, Alabama, like in the South. A lot of those people left. A lot of those black people left, and they came up north. That's really that's the history of what it is. So salute to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like for making that shit happen, and for us to really be having this conversation right now. That's really important.
Music,
what's up with the album?
Music, right?
Oh, it's coming. I'm finna put the album out very soon.
Very soon. All right. It's gonna be some tomorrow
this month
thing.
soon,
No,
probably,
okay.
like tomorrow. No, yeah.
Like we're not ready. We gotta get the post ready. Yeah, you know.
Probably not tomorrow, but I'm trying to drop it this month.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why?
I just feel like it's time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's time. When I listen to my music, I listen to the messages, and I listen to all the other music that's out too, and I like it. But I feel like it's a message that I deliver. That people need to hear.
Yeah.
And I think it's time, and I think it's like the time that the message need to be out.
Mhm. So you focus on offering a message. That's definitely important to you.
Yeah, I think in all my music is we make turn up music, the party music for you to feel good. But in all the albums, it's messages.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's messages of the things I've been through, the things I experienced, and I got a message for the young hustlers, young bosses.
That's what I was going to ask you.
that
Who's the
they
message
need right
for
now.
it? Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The game changing a little bit. You know what I mean? I got a message for you.
The game's drastically different, I
Yeah.
think, right? I mean,
Yeah.
every year it's a new take on the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
I would think the drug game, the hip hop game, the business game,
Everything
the hustle game,
changes.
every game
Yeah.
is technology is forcing it to change no matter what it is, right?
Exactly.
How do you feel, man? Because we've lost a few artists to drugs, and we know Memphis, man, like the 3-6 Mafia and Juicy J. He recently came out and he said he apologizes to anybody who he may have inspired to take drugs, man. How do you feel about that?
I thought it was dope. You know, me personally, I never got into drugs.
Yeah.
So I don't 100% understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hear people when they say like, this shit ain't easy as y'all think with addiction and people going through stuff. Like I hear them and I respect it, but I don't.
You're lucky
can't
enough
say
to not
I
struggle
fully
from it,
understand
yeah.
because I never been addicted to nothing
Mm-hmm.
outside of hustling and working.
Yeah.
And maybe a little Netflix.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I never got into drugs. Like it never made sense to me. So
Right.
I guess I was blessed to be able to experiment here and there, but not really like feel like
There'd be a
I should
dependency, yeah.
be doing this. I
Yeah.
need this, or I always had a strong mindset. I never done anything I didn't want to do. I never felt like I needed anything or substance to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think it's a real situation. It's a real situation. We seeing people being affected by it. You know what I'm saying? So I think when people speak up, like Juicy or whoever, you know what I'm saying, I respect it.
Is there anything you feel that we can do as a hip hop community to kind of bring it down? Is it simply gonna be more artists talking about it less in their music? Is it gonna be artists maybe reaching out to some of the younger guys, personally, and just be like, yo, man, this may not be where to go. Like, how do we curb it?
Man, honestly, I don't really know because it's like I think everything is education, right? Like I think if you get more educated about it, right? Because I'm pretty sure that when it's going bad for people, they probably taking it wrong or mixing it with something. So it's a lack of education of whatever it is. Like I said again, I don't know because I'm not really familiar with it. Like I never really been into it like that.
Yeah,
but,
you would have rather made the money off of it back in the day,
yeah,
not
yeah.
use it, right?
But so I don't know if rappers stop talking about it, it'll help or not. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I honestly don't know. You know, but I think trying is good. You know, because if you say if because this whole world ain't just rappers. Like if rappers just stop talking about it, like man, drugs rooted in this world.
You're right.
Like that don't mean it's gonna go away.
Yeah, I mean the drugs were out before these guys actually started making songs about it. Like they got the drugs from society, and thus influenced them to talk about it, you know, in their music. The same thing with guns, and the same thing with a lot of things that's going on.
Yeah, like do you feel like a level of responsibility, because it's like growing up, it's like being the young shorties in the hoods, like, you know, we always looked up to the guys who had the money and the cars. Coincidentally, they happen to be the drug dealers, etc.
No doubt.
And then there's some of the guys, very rare, who made it out and they went to play basketball, or, you know what I'm saying, in sports and shit like that. And then the hip hop shit like just really took it to another level. It was like, damn, like those are our fucking idols. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they look up to y'all. When you put together records and, you know what I'm saying, and you doing shows and shit like that, like how conscious are you of those type of things, with at the same time like just telling it how it is? Because that's really what you got to do. You got to tell it how it is. You got to be transparent.
But when I was growing up, we didn't know no basketball players. We didn't know no athletes, no nothing but the big dope boys. Like
Right.
the only people we knew that had money in Memphis when I was growing up. You know, and my music, I think, is more about experience. It's all experiences. You know what I'm saying? It's about, you know, how we came from nothing, how we went from this, how people went to jail, how people got robbed, how people died, how this happened, how this happened. So it's pain, it's victories, it's ups, it's downs. So it's a whole experience. I don't think it's one-sided. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's go sell some dope. You know, or it may not be not go sell some dope. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole experience of the things I saw, the things I experienced. You know what I'm saying? And along with the things I lost along the way. You know what I'm saying? Things I lost, the people I lost along the way being involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Your truth, man. He put out a very dope documentary too, man. Like y'all got to see that, man. It was, you went back to the roots. We watched it in the iPic theater. What was this like?
He's a real buff.
Yeah.
You know, I love the movies, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's different when you come from like a family of hustlers, man. Like, as far as I can remember, everybody I ever seen, I was growing up, everybody was hustling.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, I'm going to bring it back to a little bit of news because I know you got to take off soon, but just to stay consistent, you know, with what we do. So this week, a little bit, Roddy Ricch got a #1 and beat, what's his name? Bieber. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I don't know. What do you think about the box? What do you think about Roddy Ricch?
Yeah. Hot.
Yeah.
Shit on fire.
Yeah, really though.
Shout out to Roddy.
Shout out to Roddy. All right. Another thing was Cardi B had been pretty vocal about getting into politics, or that she could get into politics. She cares about it. Bernie Sanders came out and said he supported Cardi getting into politics. We had a few days ago, the baby said that he's going to be president one day. What do you guys think about rappers getting into politics? We haven't. I mean, we always talk about Scarface running for office. So what do you guys think about something like that happening?
That's what we was talking about with him. You know what I'm saying? Like with jail reform.
Why not Gotti for mayor, right?
These artists are the new political figures. There are Malcolm X's.
If they take that opportunity and do it. A lot of them hide.
But because their voice.
Mm-hmm. They have the opportunity. Yeah, it's taking advantage of the seat you're in. Yeah.
Martin Luther King would go and say a dope speech. It's the equivalent of when an artist puts out a dope record. You know what I'm saying? Like with a message.
I mean, me personally, I'll vote for Killer Mike for anything. Like that brother.
You wonder why he isn't running.
I vote for a lot of these niggas because I know that I'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that we on the same page.
You vote for Jay, right?
Oh, of course.
You got to think about it, man. A lot of these guys, they didn't go to school for, but you know, years of like Gotti was saying, just learning the game. These guys have a economical acumen that can really, you know, change the game. Like we need that big time.
All right, we got Biggie's being inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Long overdue. Should have happened already.
Nah, this was
his
first time. This was
LL Cool J.
I mean, it could have happened a long time ago.
Happy birthday, LL too. They missing LL.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I mean, it's so many greats on these walls, man. I think it needs to be a prerequisite that at least 2 hip hop figures get in every year. It's tough though.
Prerequisite. That'd be interesting. We should go and tell them.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, we got the power to do it. I mean, they missed Shaka Khan and Rufus. I saw that. You should have put Shaka Khan in. Come on, you ain't gonna put Shaka Khan in.
I saw her perform recently. It was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. She looked good.
She looked good. It was amazing.
She looked good. She like Shaka Khan still looking good, but we can't take away from Biggie moment. It's well deserved. I can't wait to see the induction. I think
Puff, you better show up too.
Puff gotta be there.
Yeah, he better show up.
He gotta dance across
Turn
the
that
stage.
shit into a party.
I think Jay and Nas should induct Biggie together, the Kings of New York, and Puff, Junior Mafia, his moms, his managers and Faith. They all gotta come up and accept it. But I think it would be dope if Jay and Nas do it together. Just it's always that triangle, man. Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas meant so much to the city, and it's gonna be in New York City. So
we celebrate.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell us? Shout out to Nas.
With Nas the other night.
Uh-oh.
For the first time.
Y'all laid something down.
First time I was in the studio with Nas like the day before yesterday.
What were you doing? What were you making?
We up to something.
I tried.
How was that? Just like connecting with him on just like the level, like even outside of
I
music.
actually was playing on my album. You know what I'm saying? I was playing him the whole album. He was giving me his intake on different records and the messages in different records.
All right, well, we got your team breathing down our neck over there because
Yes.
we're ready for you to wrap up and go. You're on to the next thing, so we appreciate you coming by. Next time, you got to stay with us a little longer.
Let's get it.
Thank you.